It's a modern steakhouse, family orientated, with a huge Asian influence. When we opened our first one over 12 years ago, in the middle of Mayfair, I drew on cultures from Hong Kong, Singapore, Kyoto, and so we have that crossover, and there's no greater cuisines that mix the modern French, European with a huge influence across Asia. It's a steakhouse that is incredibly modern, delicious, and for me, I think, in one of the best locations anywhere in the city.
We're not running fine dining, and I'm not dictating to the press. I'm here 16 hours a day in the kitchen. So with the infrastructure we have, globally 2,500 staff and 750 of those in London, we're back and forth. And so this is our fourth Maze Grill. I'm not a big fan of that word concept, but it's an amazing restaurant that we've brought the culture of Hong Kong into here rather than alienating the locals. We were discussing the oysters this morning, the beef this morning, and dumplings. So let's not shoot too high, let's not try and pretend, and more importantly, let's manage the guest expectations. It's not shooting for 3 Michelin stars, and it's not going anywhere near a fine dining concept. We're very lucky. Combined Singapore and Hong Kong, it's a beautiful melting pot. The difference for me, culturally, ethically, there are such thoroughbreds, and so that's a dream for the kitchen, because I look at my working hours in Paris. I was there last week, so in Bordeaux. My chefs are working 35 hours a week. We do that in 2 days. So having trained there for 3 years and lived in Paris, working 6-7 days a week, I'd never ask my chef to leave early after 5 hours. It's a passion, it's not a job. So I think it's a little bit more closer to Malaysia, the style of cuisine there from Singapore for me. And here we're a little bit more sort of orientated around a huge Japanese culture here in Hong Kong, which is refreshing. It's not a trend, it's here to stay. But we shouldn't make each other feel guilty about becoming a carnivore or becoming plant-based. It's just something that we need to adapt our menus smartly and make sure that we stay on point. That this is not a trend, this is something that's here to stay and needs to be adapted in every kitchen across the globe. Having 3 daughters, constantly reminding them of their father, not their sponsor, and it's about their sort of friendly circle, and they can't feel guilty about going out for a pizza or a burger, but they fall in love with plant-based 7-8 months ago, and it's something that we're studying on a daily basis. I'm an unselfish individual that loves teaching, and we just launched our second masterclass online tutorial. So customers have the right to look behind the scenes of a restaurant, to see the modern day functions of a bar, what our mixologists are doing. Talking about the combinations last night with the cocktails, it's exciting stuff. So when that stuff goes viral, I think it's really important. I was never very good at school. I wasn't strong in English, I wasn't strong in maths, and I certainly wasn't strong in French. So watching young kids cook with confidence, is important to socially connect as teenagers. And so watching those characters form, and it's not about A stars and graduation. And I don't think anyone should be judged at the age of 16 and pigeonholed because you didn't get a GCSE or an A star. And so food in our house was education. And it was bringing their characters up with confidence to hold their own in a room full of strangers through food. So if she is as successful or more successful than me, I'll be over the moon. And if that's my daughter, I just want to say, God help any guy that's going to date her. Because if he cooks a shit dinner, he's in trouble.